Hello and welcome back. I'm People Joe, this is Workers and Resources Soviet Republic Season 4. Yes, you can believe your eyes, we have our first train transporting stuff via the train line that we build ourselves. It's only single track, but this is the first time we're actually moving bauxite. Are you interested to see how much we're going to make? Happy to happy to see you again. Here's the tunnel. It took forever to build. This was probably 3, 4, 5, I don't know. We're in 1959. It was a lot of years until we got to this point, and let me go with, it wasn't easy. Money kept running out. We have a lot more loans taken out right now. Where are we? We're at about total amount owed 1.3 million. So less than 2 million. We paid off some in between there, and that's great. Ignore that clipping for the full tunnel right now. But we were never making enough. And the rail distribution office has been amazing at keeping everything running the way I needed it to run, but it was just not enough. I actually found out that we're going to let that one drop off. As you can see, it's worth 34 million ruble, million, that'd be funny, maybe in 50 years. But for right now, 35,000 ruble. That's a lot, and that's great. And if I let this run for a little while, actually if we speed this up, I think you will see, yes, this train over here, the rail distribution office, is running. We have 2 of the trains in here. The problem with these trains is the max speed is 55 kilometers an hour. They were the cheapest trains that I could buy. They're definitely mods. I'm not sure that I like them or dislike them necessarily, but yeah, they're really slow. But as you can see, this guy's also currently going out. This one's going to pick up food from the warehouse over here. So all of that is working really well. Plus, we're using all the crops that we are able to collect every year. And that is very, very important because that means we're producing enough food without having to import a lot of crops. Is our train already here? Yes, our train is just unloading. So we're going to make a little bit of money now, and that's going to be great. This is also going to be a money export. I don't want to move around too fast, but yes, we completed a couple things. Obviously, the rail distribution office, the rail construction office is doing great. I did find this American or NATO money paid locomotive. It's not my favorite builder if I look at it because it doesn't even have a crane. It doesn't move. It doesn't do anything besides actually putting the things together. But it is more than twice as fast as the version that I had for the ruble side. So yes, totally worth it. And it made the waiting a little less painful. I am exporting gravel. I built all of this, and this was all obviously very expensive to build because it requires a lot of steel. And this guy burned down. It did. That's why we now have a fire station over here so we don't burn down anymore. These 2 are actually items. Yeah, discard all cargo. I don't want you here anymore. These 2 will be added to our somewhat new construction office that I have over here. Yes, it was just too slow, and it was mostly because I didn't have enough dumpers to take care of all the business that needed to be taken care of. So there you go. This bauxite, I will keep an eye on. I don't know if we are exporting it fast enough or if we need to do anything else about it. I really don't know. I'm going to take my headphone off because I really don't need it right now because all we have is a little bit of music in the background, and that's fine. These guys are doing just fine. However, we run through the raw bauxite really, really quickly. So I have placed a second bauxite mine over here, but I'm not going to start this until we have a little bit of money. Right now we have money, and that is great. Let's check out where this guy's doing something. Right now we have money. That's awesome, but that's not going to keep like that forever. A couple things with the rail distribution office, if you haven't already figured it out, and by this time the Crime and Justice has been out for a week and a half, so you would probably already know all of this. But first, it seems like the rail distribution office, you can assign buildings, any building that is reachable. Yes, that is reachable. However, you cannot, or it won't pick up from buildings that don't have power. I had the problem with this one, building without power supply. Yes, actually, this is, I think, just a proof. I don't believe the train will go back here. I put lines in here at some point because I needed to double connect this guy, And since it doesn't have power, I don't think we have sold any gravel. So there's that. Now it looks like we have a little problem here. You have crops that you want to bring there. You have food that you want. Hey, the food has to be exported. So, oh, this guy, yes. That was the other problem. I needed a double track to get to the border. Without that, this whole thing with more than one train just turned into a deadlock. The same with here, the rail distribution office. If you only use one train, you only need one connection. Once you have more than one train, you have to connect both sides. One has to be an in, one has to be an out. Very, very important. But as you can see, everything is working and running. I think this is a different locomotive that I bought. This may be a, I mean, yeah, this one is 60 kilometers. So it's slightly different than the original one, but they're really slow. Yes. And I don't have more covered wagons right now because when I looked last time... Oh, we have the boxcars now. Great. Give me 2 of those. Because crops and food is the most... It's a really high volume item that gets moved around a lot. But I would like to get a faster train here sooner than later. But the trains right now cost... I mean... There we go. 49 is the cheapest. This one I can probably afford pretty soon. This one is one that I bought. When I bought it, it was a lot cheaper than this, so that's interesting. But yeah, I think this, the CME2, will be the next train once I have some money, because it's a lot faster than the other one, and that will be worth it. 95, this may be a little smarter, but yeah. Those are things for down the road. Right now we don't have that much money, but we're doing okay. We are also in the positive because we haven't purchased much since we got done with construction, because we have our own gravel, we have our own everything, and that is wonderful. Are you getting bauxite? Yes, you're getting bauxite. So back to what I said earlier, if buildings don't have power, the rail distribution office will not go there to pick up anything. Also, the rail distribution office as it is right now, or as it is when I record this, is not a through station. That means power doesn't go through this. Also, other trains will not go through this. It's just a terminal on both sides. By both sides, because you can connect rails on this side as well. Great. We have all that figured out. As you probably just saw, my rail builder just completed this part. Actually, I would like to have this here and here. Just completed this part of the tracks, so we now have an actual more efficient export line. Is this going to be the only one that we're going to have? If it is, this can't stay this way because I don't have a real rail yard, but I do have space for a rail yard to put one in right in this area. So I think we will be fine for now. But that doesn't mean you don't need to signal up anything. So that's what we're doing right now. And then I'm going to get into what is next. What should be next, you may ask? I don't know yet. we are just getting money back. So yeah, 46,000, that's great. That was a little bit of food. I do have them to export clothes as well, but we are actually going through the clothing that we are producing with this one factory really, really fast. It's not really a problem, but it is a thing. So we can't just ignore that. Oh, the other thing, I added a couple buildings here. They're all relatively full. I did have food problems everywhere in between there for a little while, but it's going okay. The surprising thing here is my unemployment is only 20%. Only 20%, but I have essentially 3 times the population that we had before. All of these are running at full throttle, really. Even this one, which, yeah, I don't have enough quarries to make this really worth it. But something that I need to figure out is what next? What do I have to build? What can I export? What do I want to export and use these workers for? Because there are over 200 unemployed workers most of the time. That is important. But before I get there, I did say that crime and justice is my next highest priority. And it's simply this whole city has to get built. As you can see, I connected all the gravel roads that I was able to connect already. So that is taken care of. But we need residences. So may as well get started on that. I'm pretty sure we have everything but kindergartens already here. So that is good. So the only thing we need now is residential places, and I have my prefabs available now because we're past 1957, so everything is allowed. I think I'm going to start because I need this city relatively big. with these prefab flats that I use these quite a bit. I really, really like them. I'm going to try to make the city look good. I'm not going to say great, but good at least. So let's plop a few over here. So 2 are 150 people, 3 are 300, obviously. So 450 people here. If I can, I would like to put a couple right next to the railroad tracks. Put another 300 here, essentially. That one did not get a road connection, but that should be fine as long as I can get a footpath in there. Good. That's good. So now this is already 750 people. That's a pretty good number, but we are not full yet. About 2,000 is what I'm thinking we need here just to keep the buildings that are inside the city currently running. So another 300, 450, 600, 750, 900. There's 1,000 that can fit here. I think that's pretty good. So now we're at about 1,700. We still need more to add to that later on, but for right now, I'm pretty okay with this setup. I like this when I can be bothered to put these in, because that saves a lot of nodes. We can get that in there. The other thing that we should do at this point is get started on all the footpath connections that we're going to need. You don't need to connect everything, obviously, but every footpath building matters that you connect something, and getting this all in before you do any of the serious city building should help you. So that's what we're going to do. Get that one there, get that one here. We do have monuments mostly on this side, but I do think the 450 meters that their radius is will cover over here. So that one to here is just 350 meters. So all of this will be covered with the monuments that we already have. And I feel like I have a lot with 3 of them. So I think that is all good. Make sure that you connect as much as you can with footpaths. If you miss anything with footpaths, at least make sure that everyone can reach everything that you want them to reach. Otherwise, all that's just going to do is give you trouble. And that's not worth it. Not worth that type of trouble. That one can connect there. That I'm okay with. Get this one with a shortcut in there. I'm not planning to upgrade any of these to asphalt roads, at least at this time. So this should all be good. Something to keep in mind, the footpaths that I'm placing right now increase the walking speed to 115%. The gravel road that's right here only increases it to 70%, 75%, something like that. It's not great. Not great, I can tell you that. So keep all of that in mind when you do these things. Why this radio station does not have a better footpath connection, I don't know, but we're just gonna allow this. Get you in there, get you in here. There's that little pool thing. Not pool thing, but you know what I mean. Yes, and all of this honestly looks pretty good. The only thing we have left to do is get this one connected to something, and then I can concentrate on the next industry that should hopefully make us more money than we know what to do with. What should that be? I don't know. I really couldn't even tell you. I haven't thought about it. It's something that started creeping into my head just when I started this episode, and I was just like, yeah, it's kind of important, and we should really get on something that will make us some money, because everything else is really just wasting time. So yeah, we gotta see what we can get there. I would like to put some residential buildings in here soon. I just don't know what yet. And with 1,750 people, once these are all done, I feel pretty confident that we can use them to construct more stuff in the city. So I think I will let the construction office just get all this gravel, get out here and get all those completed. We don't even have utilities connected yet, but again, right now I'm waiting for money. But if you look at it, the last 2 months with the box side, we have made a lot. 30,000, that is really good for us. So I think one of the things that I may want to concentrate on first is getting more independent, more of the things that I can't produce myself, I want to produce myself. Coal is the next short-term goal after Crime and Justice City is done. Dryorvy. I don't like that, but I kind of like it. So I want to rename you to Dravery. Yes. Much better, because I can actually say that. Don't know if that's real, but probably not, but that's fine. But Dravery will be our capital with Crime and Justice, and I'm hoping that I don't have to expand past this one court building and this one prison, but if I do, those will not be in the same city. That's a plan. But an industry that I can afford to do myself. Wood. Is wood great? No, but we do have trains now. And we have a train line already going up in this hill. And if we look at it, we are totally capable of going up here. So I don't have to be scared to put a train line in these hills, which is awesome. And as you can see, it's not terrible. And the woodcutter and they're not great industries. The woodcutter is not a great industry. But with the amount of workers that I have available right here in this city, what else am I going to do with them? Everything else that I can put here is a very, very, very high polluter. And I can't really afford that. I can't get people sick. Right now, these numbers are really high simply because I don't have Crime and Justice on. Once Crime and Justice is on, this whole area will go down a lot. I do know that I said 800 people, but it's simply before I have the full court system enabled, and Peter is working on getting smaller buildings for police, for court, and for prison out. I really can't do anything. So at some point, there may be some mods that I can throw in this city, but at the time of taping this, there's a courthouse out that's smaller, but not a prison, so I can't really do that yet. So we're going to find other things to do. Woodcutter, it's just going to be the first one. And it should work pretty easy, just with how everything can be set up now. Let's get the central storage first. Open storage medium, yes. Ideally, I would like to be able to get the train line in here, obviously. That's the main goal. They're gonna work? I don't know, but we can try. So get that one there. I haven't done this in a while, so we'll see how this actually goes. I'm kind of excited. Get that one here. Get the wood cutting post as far back as I can, honestly, and then as long as I can. Why long? The longer I can go this way, the longer I can go the other way with the next woodcutter. However, it looks like I want this woodcutter on this side because I have this road. Do I? Do I really need to worry about that? I may not really need to worry about it. It actually connected there. Will you connect here? No, you won't. No, that was wishful thinking. I had a feeling that wasn't going to work. Make you as tight as possible. Get me the... Yeah, we're not going to get in here. I may have to turn this around or at least adjust this angle a little bit, this angle of attack, but let's try a little more. Just a little more. I'm not gonna play too much with this. Is the problem some alignment? It may be. Can we go down here? Actually, we do have bulldozers, so may as well use them. They're not my favorite tool in the toolbox, but when they are good, they are good. So use them when you need to. Yes, woodcutter. I hope that made a couple people happy because I get the suggestion of using the bulldozer so much. So much that it's just silly. Oh yeah, snow. Why not? There's a snowplow now by the bauxite mine, so this doesn't bother me anymore. But it looks like this... Oh no, there we go. Got it. This is good enough. This is not the perfect layout, but it's good enough for what I want to do. We do need to get workers up here, so I'm probably going to put a station... actually, we can put a bus station right here on this side. It should be able to reach everything that we care about, and we can use dirt paths to connect everything. So that's all good. Look at our workers, look at all the numbers. That looks good. Now we need a sawmill. This one should be the easiest to set up. As long as I can get a rail connection in here. If I can run you really tight to this, I think it will look better, but even if I can't, that's fine. There's an argument to be made that I could use wooden tracks for this, but if I ever need to upgrade this to electrified, then this is the better option. So I don't do wood tracks anymore. They are never really worth it. They're always cause more trouble than they're worth. So yeah, we're not doing that anymore. I'm trying to make this track look good, but honestly, I'm pretty sure that it won't. Just there's a kink already there that's just gonna translate into the rest of the system, and I'm okay with that. If you're not, you probably haven't watched my channel before. And for those of you that are new to the channel, I am trying out these YouTube short thingies. I have no idea if they're any good, if they're valuable, if they are worth it, or any of those things, but I'm trying them out. And it looked like a few of you may have watched that and came by afterward. Welcome aboard. Thanks for stopping by, really appreciate it. Make sure that you catch up on anything that you haven't seen yet, because there's a lot out there. And yeah, there's a lot of tutorials too. If you need any help, I'd like to say I'm your guy. So, yeah. Okay, that one is here. Let's get rail just assigned because we are already there. The only thing that I don't have at this moment is a way to connect all of these via a via something to drop off workers here. And for woodcutters and for the sawmill, it's never worth it to use a train. They just don't use enough workers. I do have a lot of vanilla stations that I could use, but honestly, I do have a lot of modded stations that I can use, but honestly, I like the vanilla ones. I like them enough to try to keep using them, even when they're not the best option, per se. I'm gonna go with here, because there, as you can see, there's that bump there. I don't like that bump, because it's gonna take forever to put a station in there. So, change my mind. Go down here, there should just be a really quick click. That looks good. Now I will give myself a chance to actually... Building on the way, yep. Building's still on the way. Rude. I'm gonna give myself a chance to actually be able to get people up here, because I think if I use the dirt paths, they're actually not gonna make it here, but if I give them a... Oh, there's another road there that I forgot. My bad. You have to build you somewhere, somehow. With this gravel path, I should definitely make it out here. What's the distance? Use this tool. This tool is great. No, get rid of that. All the way from there to there is barely 200 meters. They probably can't make that on dirt road, but they will totally make that here. So that's perfect. Yes, I have the dump trucks all set up to do whatever they want to do, because there's no good reason for them to hold up on anything. So they can go there. Let's get... Oh, this is nice. It looked nicer than I thought. Come on. It just doesn't want to go to the last piece that I needed to go. Okay, there you go. You just go in there, and this will also be fine. All those footpaths will be done really, really quickly. This bus station should also be done pretty quick, and then we have another industry. Now, I'm not as concerned about this industry for exports. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be fine. It's gonna make money after a few years. I do feel right now with the bauxite, we don't have to worry that much about money anymore. It's just gonna come in slower. But I would like us to concentrate on as much independence as we can. If I can turn off wood, that will be great. What should be the next one? I think bricks and prefabs are the next two that we want to turn off, but to do that we need coal, which is over here on this mountain. Once we get there, definitely going to start those things, but right now we don't have the resources, we don't have the raw materials, and it's not worth it to start on that if you don't have the raw materials. It just isn't. Where do I put you? You are covering everything. That is nice. I don't like the angle at which I have to connect to you. This angle would be a little better. Don't know if I can get you where I want you, but we'll see. This one is essentially just you bring power to the woodcutters so they can refuel themselves, so you don't need a fuel station out here. That's fine. And then power to the sawmill. That one just has to be able to run itself, and that's what we're going to do. Connect this to something. Just it's the smallest power line that I have. It's great. Oh, by the way, one of the power lines uses prefab panels, so you can build them as early as I wanted them to. It's the medium one. Kind of weird, but all right. Yes, there is a power line that goes up here, and that's the bauxite line. I don't feel that I can just separate it. Actually, I probably can, because this one will run without me helping it, and as you can see, the bauxite is pretty low, so the distribution office only has one more trip, and then it has to come by there. So the next industry we have to do is connect the new bauxite mine that we have all the way up there. That's fine. Let's buy some time by connecting this guy with a, what's it called? A switch? Medium voltage switch? Yes. So put you here. Actually, yeah, this should be fine. Get you there. They can get started on constructing this. Get a couple of these back here. I'm gonna be a little patient and wait until... Did I give you another one? Just asking if I should give myself another connection. No, I shouldn't. I won't. I'm going to give myself a little time until this one's actually done, and then I'll just connect these two pieces of pylons when it's time. But right now, it's not the time. Good. So that is there. Great. Next things next. How are we doing on everything? Population is fine. Happiness is good. Government loyalty is actually pretty good. I am playing now with setting these government loyalties to be higher, because that seems to help. But if you only use monuments, your loyalty will only be like 40% is pretty much the max that you can get to. So yeah, don't set it higher than that, because if you set it too high, nobody's going to work there, and that's going to be bad. Wow, we have a lot of money. Lots of money, which means I think I can build the next large power line that has to go up here. Yeah, that'd be good. Where are you? You are here. Yeah, let's get you connected. Yeah, no, I like this. I like this a lot. I don't... Okay, that's fine. Can you get past all of this? This is why you plan, boys and girls, and everyone that's watching. Because things... Yeah, this is going to be really ugly. Maybe don't go that way. Also, this is way too long. It will make it really, really ugly. So cancel those plans. Good. Instead, come out here where you already have a different line running next to the field. I will have to reconnect that line. That should be easy enough. But for right now, just go through here, through the industrial zone. Actually, I really like this. Kind of a natural, almost a natural path that it's taking. Up here, actually, if you're gonna go there, go on that mountain and go up here. Yeah, that's great. It's not in the way of anything. Very useful. Right there is a great place for this. I will probably need to have a switch connection somewhere here. And then honestly, because we have a good amount of industry here, the power consumption in this area is going to shoot up a lot once we produce our own power, so I have to be aware of that. Also, this city, how many do I have right now? They will get the medium voltage wires, but we have two. Are two going to be enough? I won't know until these are built, so maybe I'll just have these built. I do have my construction hotkeys again, so that should work. I would like that one. Actually, this one too, because if I build them right away, I will know what their loads are, what their potential loads are. You see this green because this is the construction materials that I have sitting in the extra truck depot, essentially, this guy. And as you can see, a lot of concrete was already delivered here. That is awesome because concrete takes forever to get there. I only have 2 or 3 trucks, and they will just take days to get there. So this is actually really, really good. You seem like you are working on a lot of stuff right now. That is nice. Why is your speed so slow? Where are you going? You're going back to the rail construction. Oh, you're going up here to do, yeah, this rail. It's already halfway done. That's awesome. I love it. Love seeing that. Yes, sorry about the winter. I think, okay, I don't know why I blanked there. I need to think a little bit, but we're just gonna go over here. Connect that guy, because this one was the highest next source. And as you can see, right now we're producing about 12 tons of raw bauxite per workday. Doesn't sound right, but that's what this says with 3 excavators. We can probably get bigger excavators pretty soon because it's almost 1960, like literally in 2 days. And this one is taking 75 tons per workday, so really 3 of these mines would get close to the max on this one. We obviously don't have workers all the time, but it should be okay. I'm a little scared of this one, because if that one's out of workers, we just have a problem. And rebuilding this is expensive, and I don't want to deal with that. But the way it is right now, I'm actually happy. As long as there's a little bit of bauxite in here, that is good. But the more bauxite we have, the more bauxite we can export. And that is a big ka-ching. So let's see what we can do here. All I really need... Where's your connection? It's over there. All I really need is probably 2 conveyors set up over here. And actually, if I would be smart, which I'm not saying that I am, I could see where the other bauxite is, because if there's more bauxite available in this area, anywhere really, coal, no, metallurgy, yes, bauxite mine. There's a little more right in front of this one, but the terrain, yes, flip you, yes, about 50%. It's not the best thing in the world, it's not the worst thing in the world. And then I don't think there is much more green bauxite. There's obviously a little bit here, but it's even less than what we have over there. 40%, 30. It's going down very hard. 20%'s there. I guess there's a little more out here. So I don't forget, I'll just place one there. But yeah, now we have 2 here, and I have the modded conveyor belts, which are awesome. If I just use a 3-to-1 instead of 1-to-3, I can actually take care of everything that will be in this area already. You didn't connect. Hey, you cheated. You didn't connect. Don't do that. That's rude. Always make sure everything is connected in your planning mode. Why are you showing it when you're not doing it? I know that's something that the game does, but still bothers me to this day when it does happen. Last try, just turn it a little more so there's nothing going to be in the way. I don't understand why you didn't do it this time, because there was more than enough room. Overlaps with existing construction. So this conveyor is blocking the conveyor connection from the mid conveyor that I want, which means I have to take you back a little bit. Now you can connect. There's no good reason, sorry for that quick movement there. There's no good reason to... I was really hoping I could get here, which I could. I don't want to add more stuff than I absolutely have to. So what we're going to do real quick is take this road away. It will be fine. It will be fine, even if we run out of bauxite there for a second. But this guy here, I saw you, yes. What's the issue here? Is there is a little bit of a mountain there. I think we may be able to make a little trench. Would be cool. Make a little trench in here. That gives us a little more access, because these conveyor belts can be really, really long. Like, there's not a clear, hey, you can't go this far, distinction with the conveyor belts. They can be too long, but I think this one should actually fit in here, so I would like to make that work. You just not cooperating. Okay, if I get you connected there. Technically, you are connected. Can I get you interest? Yeah, see? These are all fine. All of these are fine. So let's connect them to the closest one, assign that to construction, and then this can all get done. I will assign you whenever needed, and for right now, we're just going to have a temporary mud road that connects you if this burns down or whatever else is happening. So that should be good. I do want 2 extra bauxite mines here for sure, so that should work. Why? Just make a normal curve. Make it not look ridiculous. There you go. Can you connect? You can connect just fine. And then follow this one just all the way to there. I like it. I like it. Now we're going to use the same trick that we used earlier with the upgrade tool to turn your dirt roads into gravel roads. And that is good on that side. At some point, I will disconnect this again, and we do want some power here. Now the question is, do we want power with a substation and some cables, or power with a windmill? I can tell you, a substation is so much cheaper and so much more reliable that I don't think it's a real question. If you look at it, the renewables, small wind power plant takes, I'm always scared to turn this on, making sure that the money is not going down really fast when I do that. But this one costs 13,000. The big one costs 38,000. That's a lot. If you look at the substation, 2,000. And a couple cables, not a lot. These are like in the hundreds. So I would probably almost recommend using a substation to do this. Is there a way to place this in a way that I cover the next potential one as well? Yes, but I also have to place it in a way that doesn't block wherever the conveyor belt is going to connect to, so keep that in mind. Also, pretty sure this one will need power, otherwise it doesn't work. You're too far away, so I have to place this to just cover all 3 conveyor belt engines, and I can from right here. So there you go. Get another piece of medium voltage switch somewhere in here. Actually, it has to be down here. And again, I'm going to disconnect this anyways, because the wood production will need to be connected to this. But I think I feel good about... What do I feel good about? I feel good about this. Yep. That one can go there. This one can go here. This one can get assigned right away. They can build that, and then we just connect those guys to the switch, and then that should be good. As long as this switch is just at the very end of what's going on, I think we will be fine, because we shouldn't be in danger of running into the 19 node max that the switches can handle. So I think, yeah, this should be fine, as long as we don't overload it. At some point, we may run into overloading issues, just because... I don't know how much power these bauxite mines really take. Probably not a lot, but if they do, it will be a problem. But I want to plan a little ahead here, so I'm putting another switch there for this bauxite mine, essentially up there. But yes, this should be good. This looks good. We're connected now with things. That's important. Really sorry that everything is winter. I think what we're going to do... move around a little bit, but there's a lot of stuff going on here, so may as well turn off the overlay and enjoy the scenery just for a little moment. Oh, the excavator's just leaving when we were trying to watch this. But that's okay. That's okay. We'll be fine. We don't need excavators to entertain ourselves. But these guys are just doing what they need to do. I would like winter to be over, but it's not going to be over as fast as I wanted to. So something that we're going to do right now, it's January, it's just about a month away. Something that you should do when you set up cities like this. Go into your Dravery city area and say, allow citizens to move into the city. No. Because once you allow citizens to move in here, they will leave and they will say, you don't have what I need. And if you don't do this, you will just constantly have people running away. All your 21-year-olds living with their parents will just not stay. And you can't really afford that. So rather than doing that, give yourself a chance. Now, how am I going to build this city? We're going to build this city mostly from inside out. Make sure that the peripherals are there. So the shopping center needs to be built. The school probably needs to be built. The indoor pool needs to be built. The hospital needs to be built. The fire station needs to be built. Obviously, a couple utilities need to be built. But outside of that, I am happy with having people just move into these buildings and start staffing these inside buildings that I just talked about however they want to, and just use those workers as construction workers for the rest of the city. But I have to get to that point first, and that means building out a couple of these buildings whenever I can, but right now it's just not an appropriate time for that yet. Another thing that we need to consider is there will be food here, there will be clothes here, and again, clothing, we're currently not producing enough. And this is pretty much full most of the time. These couple of these buses are slowing down right now because our snowplows are probably not able to keep up with everything. I think we're just going to buy a couple more because we have money now, so that's good. Snowplow. 23, 23. I'm looking at the plowing speed. 19, 20. For 10,000 or 14,000, I think we're going to go with the cheaper one. I hope one more is enough for what we need. We have fuel here. That is good. This all looks pretty much almost ready. You're taking a little longer than what I expected you to take, but that is all right. Nobody's here. That's awesome. Nobody has picked up gravel because, again, we don't have power there right now, but we don't produce enough gravel to really export it, and when you export it, it's really not worth it. So I'm not pushing gravel right now at all. I'm okay with that. This is what we're pushing, and we're pretty low on that. So that is actually pretty good. That's pretty good. Pretty good numbers. Yeah, bauxite, we have to make sure that we have enough production there, which we don't have right now. So all of that is actually doing exactly what I needed to do. What are you working on? You're working on a lot of footpaths. They just have to get done. So I don't want to add any more construction to these guys right now. The only other thing that I'm going to start today is set up another distribution office for the city up here, for this nice city. Where's the best place for a distribution office? At the source. Hands down at the source, always. I do have a distribution office already here, but this is really overloaded already with what's going on here and just keeping this little area staffed. I will probably get the meat storage built sooner rather than later because I can use this as a central hub for storing everything I need. And that is good. I can even produce stuff here. That's very important. So the next distribution office, that's where I was getting at, is going to go right down here. What am I going to use? Small distribution office? No. 3 vehicles is not enough for a city. 5 vehicles? I mean, think about it. All you need is food, clothes, electronics, and meat, and then alcohol. I will need alcohol. That's 5 different cargo types, but they're all but the meat is going to be in a covered hull. So that makes the decision a little easier, and I think, yeah, 3 is actually fine. I don't think 1 is going to be enough, a single office, but 3 distribution offices should be a good number for doing what I need them to do. And as you can see, we can fit them pretty nicely right in this corner with all the cables hanging out. Kind of like that. Also putting them here. Aw, I really wanted it there, but I don't think I get it. Putting them here also means they're relatively close to the gas station, the only gas station that we currently have in the Republic. And that is nice because that means I don't have to assign a distribution office to this distribution office to bring fuel to this distribution office. You know what I'm saying? I hope you do. Yes, get those upgraded. Yeah, sure. Those. There you go. Thank you. That looks great. This is doing what it needs to do. So yeah, no, that's the only last thing that I'm gonna assign here. Everything else is doing exactly what we need them to do. We're making money now. Let's see what our loan is doing. I'm sure it hasn't gone down a lot, but yeah, 1.2. We paid off about 100,000. That's great. This year so far, we've made 91,000. We've spent 50,000 on what? Fabric, yes, to import. Crops. We don't produce enough crops yet, so maybe I should just start another farm because we're not that far off. We're pretty close to needing, producing the crops that we need. Another thing that I should probably do right now, actually, is upgrade these farm vehicles. Because the vehicles that we have are outdated. The trucks are fine now. I have a couple that are a little bigger, but I think it is 1960. This is the start of the vanilla game. We should be able to get some better harvesters and better tractors. Let's see what this one says. Maximum speed is that. I don't see a speed, but I'm pretty sure it's pretty bad. So for sowing, we have, it's not even this. Speed is 14. Speed on this one is 17. That's not a huge difference. But honestly, sowing is not my problem. I sow all the fields that we have easily. My problem is the harvesting. I obviously don't have dollars. They have better harvesters, but this one speed 22 versus whatever those guys are doing, that's going to make a difference. So yeah, let's get 1, 2, 3 of these. It is winter, so we can easily afford bringing these guys home right now. So let's do that. Where are you? Obviously, I could totally sell them right now. I'm just choosing not to. Will you fit? No, you won't fit, because I have to move at least 2 of these to the farm. Thank you. There's my voice saying, hey, what are you doing? Get out of here. I'm working on it. Escape to close the correct ones. Then move the last one out of here. And just doing this, we should be able to get a lot more crops in every year than we're doing currently. And that is worth it already. But I'm probably going to need to find another place for another farm, because this is obviously not enough for a whole republic. Pretty simple right there. Always check if your construction office is not doing something right now for whatever reason. And currently it's looking okay, but there are 2 bulldozers sitting here. 2 bulldozers tells me we can build more roads, we can build more paths, we can build more things that need to be sped up. And I'm totally happy with keeping all of this dirt road that's in the working area, but to get up here, we probably want to speed it up a little bit. Even this connection, because this is a bus route, that's going to be built or used a ton. Last thing we're going to do today, and then I'm actually going to be done, is plant a bunch of pine, because you want to make sure that you have enough trees available for, well, a couple years at least. Because these woodcutters, once they actually work and once they're actually using all the wood that they're cutting down, we'll take out a forest in a couple of years, no problem. So plant all your extra trees right now while you still have time. Plant them anywhere, because you will have to replant these until we have a forester as part of the game. There are some mods that let you essentially plop a woodcutter down in a forest, and they don't actually cut down trees, they just produce stuff out of thin air. But they're somewhat mimicking the forester that you don't need to do what I'm doing right now. But I'm not a big fan, so that's fine. Happiness is actually down. Why is my happiness... Oh, happiness 74% is not down. I thought it was down from earlier, but it's not. Anyhow, thank you very much for watching. I'm going to let the construction office at least finish all the constructions that it's currently working on. I will hook up the new bauxite mines once I have a chance, and probably start construction on the new city. We are doing a lot better on money right now, but we're not out of the woods yet. At least we're not going to speed up anytime soon. We have a good start right now. We're pretty solid, but there's still more money to be made, especially once we start construction. This money is going to go down hard because steel is extremely expensive. I can probably... No, I can turn off vehicles moving somewhere on purpose, because this crane, I cannot transport that crane. It has to drive. Oh, another thing. The old fire station didn't work. I was kind of disappointed. Oh yeah, this happens a lot. I don't know if that's these buildings or if it can't be the fire station, maybe some of the mods. But if a vehicle is stuck in a building that's not on fire, it's not usable. It's essentially going to be stuck there forever. That's why we have a fire station there and a fire station here right now. I was hoping that this would fix it, but as you just saw, the vehicle was still stuck, so I think it's these buildings. I think it's those buildings. Hey, it's spring, wonderful. Yes. I thank you very, very much. We have bauxite. Things are looking really well for a really long season, unless once I turn on crime, things are just going to go really downhill really, really fast. But I really hope that's not going to be the case. Thanks for watching. Subscribe and stuff. Bye.